Roads? It's the Ernest Hancock Show. Where we're going, there aren't any roads.
No roads where we're going. At least, not government ones. You know, I wanted to make sure that we had Luke on because we've come across each other several times. You know, like we were in Pork Fest last year. We hung out at the Fedstock in Philadelphia a few weeks ago, and I've really promoted a lot of what he's doing. I know how much he inspired a lot of the young people here, and We Are Change Arizona. They, you know, doing the same kind of stuff and inspired by, you know, somebody has always got to be the tip of the spear. Somebody's got to be the one to stand up and do the megaphone thing and, you know, heck no, we won't go. Then what? And what are you inspiring them to do? Now, there's a lot of, you know, I didn't even want to get into it. I mean, it's ouch, quit it, you know, it's philosophy and how and this and Constitution or not and that. You know, it doesn't matter. After all the noise goes away and libertarians get done arguing over how many libertarians can dance on a head of a pin, you're left with the inspiration of Generation Next to do what they want. The bravery, the courage that's demonstrated just to get them over the hump. I've seen it over the years of activism, you know, so many times. And if there's anything that I've been able to accomplish more than anything else, has been to make activism fun, or at least not threatening, or at least not making your mother-in-law mad at you. It's just, you know, I believe, and I'm willing to, you know, take a couple of hits, you know, a little bit of, little bruises maybe, you know, it's, you know, this is, what do you think was going to happen? You go up against a man, you know, what? You thought they were going to go, oh, okay, you got a constitutional right? No, we knew this from my earliest days, you know, in 89, 88 to 90 round. I mean, it took me, I'll bet you from the time that I started paying attention, just asking some questions, less than 3 months. In 3 months, I went, oh my goodness, the man has big pointy horns, blood dripping fangs, and long pointy tail. I mean, you know, he's just bad, and happy, proud of it. Proud. Tell you how bad they are, who all their bad friends are. Nothing that you can do about to stop them. They buy their ink by the barrel kind of thing. And I'm going, oh, really? I'll tell you what started me using media kind of thing. It was 1992 election cycle, and we were downtown doing somebody handed me a paper, and it had something to do about this guy I never heard of. His name was Bo Greitz. Okay, he's independent, ran for president. He lived up, it's a long story. But Bo Greitz is kind of part of the Patriot movement, militia type. He was a Green Beret, very highly decorated Vietnam, wrote books on how the heroin trade was all part of the government, CIA, all that kind of stuff. So he had a lot of followers, people. He's one of the conspiracist guys. He was like the Alex Jones of his day. Well, he ran for president. And during that process, we had a bunch of artwork and logos they wanted to use, and pro people wanted to use it. And all, yeah, whatever. Here, take it. Everybody gets to do it. It's always been just like the Levolution logo. Hey, man, it belongs to whoever wants to use it. Knock yourself out. The people will define it. So I've been all this, you know, none of this intellectual property thing, because I just understood it was just dumb, especially when you're dealing with ideas. Let the people just do whatever. That's the whole point. What happened is, I remember my first exposure to them, somebody handed me a newspaper. It was a newsprint paper, just black and white, just like any, you know, little tablet you get thrown on your driveway newspaper. But it was very nice. It looked really cool. It had a lot of good information, things that you hadn't seen anywhere else. And the information that was in there was not my main focus. I didn't even think I read it. I go, wow, how much did these cost to produce? Where did you produce these? How did you do this? This is the information I got. For a 8-page newsprint, tabloid little penny saver driveway kind of thing. Well, no, it was even bigger than that. It was larger than that. It was like 11 by 17 with the pages. It was pretty big. For an 8-pager, you get 8,000 8 pages for, it was like $400. I'm going, wow, and that included, you know, all the setup and the plates and the running, and they did it in like 3 hours. You had to do, actually back in the days where you actually had to cut and paste, because there was a small newspaper in Payson, Arizona called the Payson Roundup. And you would get these sheets. They were big blue sheets, like, just paste up sheets. And they were the size of the plates. You printed it out on your printer, and we get, laser printers, nice printers, and we're paying, all kinds of money for, you go into Kinko's or where it was, or somebody you knew had a nice printer, and you'd get it out on Word or wherever it was back then. I can't remember what it called. And Word Perfect or something like that. We'd print it out. We'd actually cut it and paste it and get it all in headlines and had borders made and this, and we'd paste up the paper on big sheets. And we'd take those, and eventually it got to where we were up to 32 pages. We would take those to the newspaper and say, here. They would take a picture of it. You do the line screen of the photographs that you use. They would screen those and do it, but boom, got a nice paper. So we learned from 1992 that you could compete with the media and create your own newspaper if you had the technology and the people that knew how to use, a freaking word processor, which was fairly new by then at the time. Computers came on to where you could print this stuff out, cut it up, paste it up, put pictures in there, go to the little press place. You can still do this. We do this now. It's just done electronically with PageMaker and Illustrator and all this other stuff. Same thing. It's just, you create a CD as opposed to these big pages. So you go to the paper, excuse me, and you hand them these sheets. They would make photographs of them, put them up on the plate, because they had other papers. They were doing advertisement papers, this paper, that paper. One paper would probably do, dozens of other papers. They put it in the schedule. You get a schedule. We had to be there by a certain time, get there, boom. We'd go have dinner, lunch and hang out and whatever and go look at something, hike, come back a few hours later, boom, load up the back of the pickup, take them down Arizona, distribute them to a bunch of people, and they went around all over the state. Technology to compete with the man directly, head-to-head with ideas. They didn't like it. After our first couple of editions, I had just been introduced to a bunch of libertarians. They were very influential in a lot of the articles and stuff that I started, associating with them a lot. And the state chair of the Libertarian Party called me and he said, Ernie, I got a call from the Arizona Republic. They want us to go down and meet with the editorial board. It was December of 1993. And I'm like, why? I have no idea. There's something about the paper. We'll go down there. The whole editorial board sat there, and they wanted to explain it to us. Oh, heck no. What is it that you pains in the butt want? What do you want? What is it that you want? If we gave you ink, if we, threw a little attention your way, if we finally covered whatever one or two issues that will that satisfy you and you go away and quit being a pain in the butt? Because along with this paper, it's called Citizens Take an Initiative at the time, we were filing political initiatives at the state legislature. It would be, fully informed jury or a citizens grand jury by petition or, power buyback with solar power or whatever people would make and how would you repurchase it. Education vouchers. All kinds of, it was like 30-something issues. We were crazy about this stuff. Well, they didn't want the competition. They didn't understand that we could drive the political debate by injecting our thoughts and the issues that we thought were important directly into the political discourse. And they hated that because they wanted to control what the issues were at the legislature, not us. This is when we started with the unrestricted concealed carry, which eventually became law here in Arizona without a permit. We had all kinds of reform on a lot of things. 3 dozen, there was a lot. What we did is when we met with them, they go, well, and basically, we buy our ink by the barrel kind of thing. And what are you going to, I said, you guys have no idea what the issues are going to be. You don't know. I can tell you right now, it's going to be fully informed jury, elimination of personal property tax, like your car registration and so on. Then you have, what was the other one? It was education. It was, and it was concealed carry. And it was getting out of the union. If I remember, we did a lot of petitions. We printed them all up, put them out, got a big play. A friend of mine introduced an initiative that said if the United States government exceeds $9 trillion in debt, the state of Arizona secedes. Well, of course, it was much lower than that then. So what do you guys care? They freaked out. Oh, secedes? Well, it's only if they go $9 trillion debt. Well, that'll never happen. I go, well, then you don't got to worry about it. Oh, what did they know that we did? That they're never going to stop creating debt. And that was the point that we were trying to make. Wow. And now we have video live of everything that they're doing constantly to us as individuals. That we're not conspiracists anymore. We were just clairvoyant. And they're doing it now. And guys like Luke are helping blaze the trail, not with what they do, it's with what they inspire others to do. Another inspirational individual, Jordan Page. We'll be right back with Jordan when we come back in the second hour. Uncovering the secrets and exposing the lies. That's what readers of freedomsphoenix.com get every day. Readers of freedomsphoenix.com are constantly provided the information that detail the real news between the lines of propaganda about government policies and the true relationship we all have with coercive governments. Learn the true condition of our economy, innovations and technological breakthroughs in energy, health, computer science, and space travel. Learn the truth well before it's admitted to in the lamestream media, the media that is so last century. Corporate media has evolved into nothing more than distributors of government propaganda, but we now have a fantastic alternative. FreedomsPhoenix.com provides constant news updates on the issues that affect our lives in the most important ways. Our liberty and our property are under constant attack, and FreedomsPhoenix.com provides the understanding behind the propaganda while encouraging the participation of our readers. Join us at FreedomsPhoenix.com. That's freedoms with an S, Phoenix.com. FreedomsPhoenix.com, where the revolution between the ears has already matured.